First and foremost, this film is amazing. And this isn't your first time bringing a graphic novel to the big screen. You did it with your own work in Persepolis, which was nominated for an Oscar. But what new challenges did Radioactive pose to you while adapting this graphic novel into live action?
Well, actually, I did not know it was a graphic novel. I just read the script first.
Oh, wow.
Well, yeah, I was completely unaware that it was even a book. I read the script. I thought the script was great. Then they sent me the book that the script was based on. Then I realized, wow, this is a great graphic novel. And the script took what was the best thing in a graphic novel. That means rolling the story of the radioactivity with the story of the life of Marie and Pierre Curie. But I was completely unaware of that. It's by coincidence.
Crazy. You know, one thing that I loved about this film too was the look of it, because it captured this like beautiful like look. How did you achieve, because it was almost like inspired by the graphic novel a little bit, but how did you achieve that look that it has? It's so beautiful.
Well, the thing is that before being a film director, I mean, my first job is that I'm a painter. So, you know, like every frame that I work, I see it as a single painting. For me, it's
Right.
like, so for me, the composition of a frame is extremely important. You know, I'm obsessed by some colors. I don't like some other colors. Sometimes I know the equilibrium where it is good. I mean, to my taste, I would say. So, and it is my taste for the aesthetic. I love the beauty. So I think, you know, and this film, because we are actually, I had to show what is invisible, because
Right.
radioactivity is invisible, energy is invisible, atoms, they're invisible, but still you have to show it. And so it at the same time, it was a big challenge, but at the same time, it looked like a huge playground in which I could explore. Yeah.
Now, Radioactive explores the domino effect of scientific discovery. Also, Marie Curie pioneered one of the most groundbreaking and devastating discoveries in history of mankind. How do you give that type of work the dynamic weight that it deserves? And where do you think the world would be without them today?
Well, you know, the fact is that Marie and Pierre Curie, they did not invent something. It's not like they invented, you know, artificial intelligence. It's
Right.
a discovery. So
Mhm.
the things that they discovered, they actually exist in the nature. Radium, polonium, radioactivity, they exist in the nature. So now they discover it. And the first thing that they think, and they're right, is that they can cure the cancer.
Right.
And actually, even today, we are curing the cancer with the radioactivity. And then after their death, decades after their death, we have actually the first atom bomb. And then we have all what happened after that. I mean, the whole geopolitical equilibrium of the world changed after that.
Right.
So scientists, they discover and that they don't have any responsibility of the aftermath of how we, the human being, we actually use the things. And I think it's very important that when you talk, I mean, what I mean is that it was for me impossible to make a film about science, not to talk about the science. And once I talk about the science, not to talk about the aftermath. All of
Right.
that makes part of a big picture. And obviously, this is a world before and after this discovery. So it was important to show it without judgment. I don't try to judge it. I just try to show a situation and make the spectator have their own thought, think.
Right. Now,
Yeah.
one thing I absolutely loved about this film too is that it doesn't overly idolize Marie, in that she's always presented. She's not always presented as this perfect or nice person. Why was that important to give you that kind of character depth?
Because first of all, we're talking about a human being. She's not a superhero. So she's a human being. And I don't know one single human being who is just perfect all the time. It does
Right.
not exist. And it was also, I think, if you're the only person in the world who has two Nobel Prizes in two different fields, it's not by cooking pies and cookies and being gentle the whole day that you manage to do that. You have to be focused and you have to work all the time. So therefore, there's lots of things that you don't have the time for. For example, you don't have the time for caring about what people they think about you or whether they like you or not, because you have another interest in life. And that makes you sometimes not a very sympathetic person, but that is exactly what I love about her, because she's not fishing for love.